This is the story of a boy who had nothing, and yet the crown was destined to rest upon his head. But how does a forgotten orphan become a reverend king? Leaning. For this is a tale embroidered with hardship, mystery, and the unshakable spirit of perseverance. In the village of Umuegu, nestled between emerald hills and rolling rivers, a woman's lifeless body was found near the marketplace. In her arms was a baby, barely days old, crying wrapped in a torn ashoke. No one knew her, no one knew him. The elders named him Obi, meaning heart, for that was all he had left. Old Mama Njideka, the herbalist, took the baby in. She was a widow herself, living in a mud hut with walls lined with ancient herbs. She raised Obi with what little she had: yams, medicinal plants, and endless wisdom. Obi grew up knowing he was different. Children teased him. Some called him bastard boy, some river born, market child. But Mama Njideka would hold his chin and say, "My son, stars are not seen in daylight. Your time will come." At 12, Obi saved two children from a fire that broke out during the yam festival. Though he burned his hands, he was silent about his wounds. When asked why, he said, "What use are hands if not to help another?" People began to whisper, "There is strength in that boy." But whispers die quickly in places where poverty screams. Obi returned to his life, fetching water, crushing herbs, and working harder than any child his age. King Jaferu of Umuigwe grew ill. His sons were arrogant and greedy, always fighting for power. The elders said the gods were angry. The oracle spoke, "The throne will not go to the blood. It will go to the sweat. The next king will be known by his scars." The village erupted. What did that mean? Who bore scars not from privilege but from pain? At 18, Obi was tall, quiet, and strong. He built Mama Njideka a new hut. He healed the sick with herbs she taught him to mix. One day, the prince pushed a poor boy into a river for spilling his wine. Obi dove in and rescued him. The prince laughed, but the people watched and remembered. If you are enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Olivia African Folktales. More powerful stories await, real, raw, and rich with African soul. When the king died, the oracle declared, "Let all young men climb the sacred tree of Ogene. The one who brings down the eagle's feather shall be the king." Princes came in silk, warriors with muscles like mountains, but none could climb the tree. Obi came barefoot, in rags, with calloused hands. The tree scraped his skin. His palms bled, but inch by inch he climbed. At the top, an eagle stared into his soul and dropped a feather into his hand. The princes protested, "A bastard, never." But the people said, "He climbed. You mocked. He healed. You hurt. He walked. You washed." That night, assassins were sent. Obi was stabbed but survived. Villagers hid him. Mama Njideka treated his wounds with tears in her eyes. "You were born with nothing, my son," she whispered, "but the gods gave you everything." Obi stood before the council, bruised and bleeding, but proud. The oracle placed the crown on his head. You are King Obi of Umuigwe, not by bloodline, but by lifeline. Under his reign, fairness returned. Roads were rebuilt. Children went to school. Festivals became a celebration of unity, not just riches. Mama Njideka became the royal healer. The once mocking villagers now knelt in respect. Years later, a little orphan boy was found at the market. Obi took him in. Every king must remember the dust from which he rose, he said. He made a law. No child in Umuigwe would ever be abandoned again. The palace opened a school. Obi taught them more than letters. He taught them to be kind. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe to Olivia African Folktales. Leave a comment. What did Obi's journey mean to you? Share this tale so others may believe in the power of destiny and hard work.